Hello, welcome to Crawford Tutorials. In this lesson, we will be walking through the steps on how to conduct an interview. As you can see, this tutorial is for the before and during the interview. I've separated our tips into 3 different sections: before the interview, types of people, and ask the right questions. These tips are for the work you need to do before the interview. We are going to go over resumes, word of mouth, and the environment that you should set up for the interview. Reviewing the interviewee's resume is extremely important. It's common knowledge between you and them. It's a great conversation starter, and people love to talk about their past. Talking about the interviewee's resume first makes them relaxed for the rest of the interview. Unfortunately, some people will put false information on their resume, and it's up to you to catch it. Call the places they've worked before, and they will give you their real opinions of your candidate. Also, when you're reviewing their resume, consistent employment in a field is reassuring that the interviewee likes what they do. You don't want to have too many people interviewing them at the same time. It can be really intimidating to have more than 2 people interviewing. The interviewee will be nervous, and having the door open or being in an open space where others can hear you will make them more nervous. You don't want anyone listening to the interview anyway. For the actual room, you should pre-place water and a pen in case they forgot one. Don't sit too close to them or too far away. If you're relaxed, they will be too. Sit back in your chair and be attentive. Make jokes and laugh at theirs. It will loosen any tension there is and make them be themselves. Everyone is different, and so are workplaces. We're going to go over the types of people you need to fit into your workplace. Before the interview, you've got to ask yourself, what does your workplace need? Does the job you're trying to fill need an introvert like a credit analyst, or do you need an extrovert to help in sales? Having diversity is a good thing for all businesses. Do you think this is an opportunity to have more? You've got to think about the people the candidate will be working with the most. Do they have the same sense of humor? A common sense of humor is extremely important when working a lot with others. Now we're going to go over how to ask the right questions. I'm going to give you some good questions and some questions that you should definitely avoid. First of all, an interview should be a conversation, not just a question and answer. Give open-ended questions. Let them talk for a while about what they want to talk about. And make sure not to have a list of questions in front of you or memorized, because that'll break up the flow of the conversation. The things you want to ask them will change during the interview, and you will remember the important stuff you want to ask them. The key to asking questions in an interview is not to ask specific questions and just letting them ramble and talk about what they want to talk about. You'll see their personality a lot more, and it's going to generate a much better conversation. Don't use any questions like, give us an example of a time when you were a leader. Instead say, are you a leader most of the time, or do you normally sit back and listen to someone else? Well, that's it. I hope you liked my tutorial of how to conduct an interview, and hopefully you will find the right candidate for your business.